I was 38 years old when I first heard about her. Chiara Vigo, the last woman who makes sea silk. A golden thread spun from the beard of the great sea clam, harvested with reverence, treated with potions made of lemon, spun only after asking permission from the sea herself. For 1,000 years, the women of her line spun that sacred silk, from the christening gowns of prayed-for children to the garments of popes and kings, to robes worn by the prophets of old. But now she is only one last sea spinner, one last keeper of the sea oath. And it is not known if the thread will choose another. But I have a feeling that it already has. The sea whispers names to those who listen. Do you feel it? That tug? The pull towards something sacred, something that must not be forgotten, that must not die and end with her. If so, let me tell you a story. This is the Sea Vow Chiara speaks as she asks the blessing of the Sea Lioness. And with each line of the vow, you drop deeper. Hoanente, Levante, Maestro, Grecale. Winds of the world, stir the soul's edge, and the crown of your head softens. Cast my soul to the bottom of the sea. Your brow softens, so that my life may be for praying, being, and weaving. Allow your eyes to grow heavy. For all the people that come to me, landless, nameless, the seeker and the foreigner, let your jaw release. For them I will weave the threads of the sea, which belong to all. Your neck and shoulders drop low, like a net sinking beneath the waves. For them I will ask the mercy of the Sea Lioness. My sunrise prayer will be for woman and for child. Feel your belly soften. And my evening prayer for the man that seeks. Your legs and hips melt. And from them I will humbly receive what they have to give. In the name of the Lion of the Soul, the Great Father, the Great Mother, thus it was, thus it is, thus it will be. Ahead on a flat rock by the water, imagine you see a woman with eyes like tide pools and a voice crackly like an old auntie who is somewhat salty but not unkind. And she hums softly. As you approach, she lifts her gaze and smiles. "You've come," she says. "The Sea Lioness must have sent you." And she holds out her hand. In it, you see a small spindle carved from driftwood. Would you like to learn how to spin the golden thread? She places it in your hand, and instantly you feel something shift. The salt wind brushes your hair back like a mother's hand, and she opens a basket filled with fibers, some the color of old sunlight, some like rusted metal. "Before we spin," she says, "you must gather your pieces." So you imagine walking along the shoreline as you begin collecting. Maybe you stop and pick up a feather with interesting line patterns, or a button that reminds you of a coat you no longer wear but once loved, left behind. A lava stone that feels rough and seems to pull the moisture from your hand. Or maybe you spot a red shoelace, bright and bold like childhood. And tucked just out of sight behind a rock, a small carved lioness waiting for you. So look around you for anything else that pulls your eye, and go ahead and tuck them into your pocket. And with your pockets full, you return to Chiara. One by one, she helps you spin your treasures into thread. You drop the spindle, twist, pull again and again, along with the rhythm of the sea. And Chiara leans close to teach you. This is Byssus, the soul's thread, and it only spins for those who are ready. Are you ready? She ties a length of the thread around your wrist. "You are part of the line now," she whispers. "The 29th, or perhaps the 30th, it doesn't matter, the thread remembers you." Chiara looks down at the golden strand wound around your wrist. And then she begins to hum again, that same melody that seems to rise from the sea itself. And you sit beside her, carding the fibers, pulling them through the carded combs. And she says quietly, "Would you like to hear the story of the Sea Lioness? She who watches the waters, the oldest of the sea's spirits, Sardinia's silent guardian." You may nod. Long ago, before the stones of Sardinia had names, before even the shepherds came to walk among them, the sea around our island was watched over by the Sea Lioness. They say she was born from the union of wave and beast, her coat glistening with gold dust and brine. She lived in a hidden cove, only accessible through an underwater tunnel that shifts with the moon's pull. And the islanders believed that if you ever heard 3 gulls cry in harmony at dusk, it was because the Sea Lioness had surfaced. She was no ordinary creature, no. She could spin the tides like thread, stitch healing into wounds and calm storms with a single glance. But only if she trusted you. To the pure-hearted, to the orphan, the exiled, and the widows, she gave the gifts, always hidden, always wrapped in seaweed or stone. A shoelace, a charm, a thread of sea silk thrown up on the rocks. Sardinia, my darling, is her heartland. She sleeps beneath the waters of Calagonum. She wakes at Capo Testa when the granite cliffs glow pink at sunrise. She once gave her golden thread to the women of Sant Antioco so they could spin it, not for wealth or gain, but for gifting. Chiara's eyes glimmer. You see, Sardinia is not just an island. It's a mother, a map. She leans closer. Our water is denser, saltier, older. Even the light behaves differently here. That's why the sea silk gleams so. In the waters deep, by Sardinia's shore, where moonlight dances and wild winds roar, lived a lioness none had seen. Her coat of gold, her eyes sea green. Born of wave and beast in white, in twilight's hush she came to light. With tail like silk and breath like foam, she watched the tides and called them home. No sailor dared to seek her face, no merchant found her secret place. But widows wept into the tide, and she would leave her gifts to find. A ribbon red, a thread of gold, a button lost, a tale retold, all wrapped in seaweed soft and wet, left by the rock where poor hearts set. She spun the storms into a thread. She sang to dreams when all had fled, and when a child was brave and kind, she'd leave a map the tide would find. Sardinia cradled her with pride, the mountains steep, the ancient stride, the granite cliffs, the groves of time, her spirit stitched in every line. So, if you hear 3 seabirds cry at dusk beneath a saffron sky, pause your step and still your breath. The sea lioness may cross your path. But don't go seeking. She must choose. The ones who chase her always lose. Instead, be quiet, kind, and true. And she just might come sit with you. Chiara places the spindle in your hand again. Now let's keep spinning. The lioness is watching. And when your thread is long enough, you might return in your dreams. You thank Chiara and walk back along the beach, spindle in hand, thread on your wrist. You are still you, but softer, and woven now into something ancient and golden. So let's count back from 10 to 1, returning to your body, this room, this moment. 10, golden golden thread wrapped around your wrist. 9. Sea breeze still on your skin. 8. 7. 6. You smile. 5. Your body waking gently. 4. 3. 2. Your eyes beginning to flutter. 1. Awake and present. Welcome back. You are a collector now, a spinner, a listener who now knows the soul of the sea. So let's have a cup of tea. Tie your golden threads around your wrist to remember. Maybe walk barefoot more this week. And perhaps, just perhaps, you can meet the Sea Lioness again in your dreams.